Spikaja, what's up? I'd like to welcome you on our very first podcast episode.
Yes.
We are back and we are here to stay. It's been quite some time since we've dropped content. I'm pretty sure you guys thought we are done, but we are not. We are back. We thought we might as well just start a podcast because it's been something that we've been thinking of for quite some time. And yeah, we're finally here. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves in case you don't know them. I'll start with myself, right? Kamalami Simthandile Mncube. I'll put Kamalami Simthandile Mncube, but you can call me Simi. I'll put my social links in the description. Can't read. Yeah.
Zwelibanzi Hadebe, aka
Nzweche. And then on my right, I have Sihle. Yeah, we'll see. So I'll find off with my socials here. So if you're a day one Spit Culture fan, you've probably seen Sihle before. Yeah, he was part of the videos. Yeah, we 8991. Yeah, we did that. It was Boo Jam, Abdus, and then we Ash. No. Super Soaker.
I was actually watching the
Abdus.
Bunny target
Delay.
Yo, like the 5 minutes everybody's chilling, they're like, hey, target delay. Shouldn't take that.
That was a stupid debate, huh?
No, but I think they just did not make sense.
Yeah, that did not make sense. But yeah, if you're a day one Spit Culture fan, you've probably seen Sihle on 3. It was 4 of our videos.
4, because
Yeah.
it's the interview and then the 3 reactions.
Yeah, so we thought we might as well just bring him in as a third host, bring in a new face, because I'm sure Simthandile 18. Oh, you Man United fan, as you can see. But yeah, yo guys, I'm so nervous. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, the podcast now we've got a couple of topics that we're just gonna go through. We still wanna do the music thing, but we just discovered that the world is vast, guys. We can't just be
Focused on the music. Yeah, so as usual, for now we're just gonna start doing the podcast, get a flow, start getting into flow, you'll record again, and then once we start doing that, then we'll start introducing new content. We've got a couple of things lined up, but yes, in China, because it's not a situation. She's in the video, you're fine, and you could chat, don't. But yeah, with anything else further to do, can you please introduce yourself? But Jayla Tabandu
again.
Ubani. No, give it like a brief description to Dumeng Ani.
Yes.
I'm to me.
Okay.
So calling is
I'm think.
Nah, we multilingual, guys.
Yeah,
so,
I think
we cater to everybody. So
as much. Yeah.
We blur it to English or Zulu. That's us class.
I really want us to speak.
We're probably South African though, so
I really want us to speak English. Good, yeah, we'll do a combination of both, and then as time goes by, we'll probably give you guys some subtitles. But yeah, first topic I'd actually want to discuss is can you guys give me a list of your favorite podcasters? Because I've this like as we've said before, we've been quite thinking of doing this for some time. Since when?
Last year.
Last year.
And another thing, guys, Usihle is actually part of Spit Culture, but it's in the background. Every now and then, many more, don't like, who's this guy? Just know he's part of Spit Culture in the background. There's other things, other projects that we're busy with.
Especially the dance videos. He's been there as well, helping out with that. So shout out to him for that. Man United fan. But but yeah, I was actually going. I think before we even start doing this podcast thing, I would want us to list our favorite podcasters. Like, for example, I'll go first, Obviously, Mac G. Obviously, I think you'd be a hater if you'd mention my favorite podcast and not have Mac G. Yamazu he hates us bad. And I'm feeling Mac G, so for some weird reason, I don't know why. But I think Mac G is probably one. And then...
what's the issue with Mac G?
I just feel like once they got the sponsors, they came too scripted. Like, I loved it raw.
Do you feel like it's scripted? Dog, you're crazy.
They are
crazy.
The first 5 minutes of the show,
Yeah,
is what they're going on about.
Crazy.
This week in Twitter, what was trending SA. That type of vibes. Like, my guys, yes, at least really there has to be the order, but you can't have it where it's just all over the place.
It doesn't feel scripted, dog.
Okay.
For me. I don't know.
I'm a chiller, guys. I'm a chiller by heart. Like, once they got the sponsors, it just felt filtered. Yeah.
Now, for me, they don't feel... Because, like, even with the sponsors, dog, Mac G sometimes forget the sponsors' names, dog. It's like, who the fuck is those sponsors again? Like, no, dog, that shit doesn't feel sponsored for me. I think it's... Scripted, yes. It doesn't feel scripted. But for me, I think...
Scripted.
Did I say that again?
Just scripted.
Very simple, guys. That's why.
But as I was saying, for me, I strongly disagree with what you're saying. I think they still raw and authentic for me. I still get those vibe of authentic.
Authenticity.
Whatever he said. I still get those vibes. I don't know about you. What's your take on that?
I don't know. Angbabu that much.
You don't?
No, not really.
I do, dog. Like,
you're probably the only person that
that's because
yes, there's 600
you like I'm a clip. Yeah, I usually just catch I'm a clip, but from I'm a clip, it doesn't seem scripted.
The shit they say, dog.
Hey, now guys, I'm just saying. I watch Kuna.
And the things are issue by they name drop.
Yeah.
But look at be imply. I know. Hey, umbali uyadawo.
But yeah, I think Mac G for me is one of them.
Is there like a language type like as well as two?
No, you can.
Oh fuck.
You can. Well, Ian, favorite podcast, yeah. Apart from Mac G, because I already mentioned it.
Now, guys, my favorite podcast is Spit Culture.
Obviously, duh.
No, like for real. Like I'm in there, and this is the only podcast that I listen to. I don't really listen to or watch on podcast much because I don't know.
And I times, but it's like 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours to spend in sailing.
No, but listen. There's a thing like quite the end of the week can have it on audio. Audio because
like Mac G, they have like on Spotify. You can go on Spotify, even on Apple Music. They're there. Which is the same with the Spit Couch. You're gonna have this on Spotify. You're also gonna have this on
Spotify,
iTunes,
Apple Music.
Yeah, Apple Music. We're gonna
YouTube.
YouTube. Mostly YouTube.
What's the YouTube shit?
Yeah, it's nice to have different opinions. The better this whole thing.
I can do the audio. I should try and do the audio thing. I can do the audio thing.
I get what you're saying because for me it's different because as soon as I can feel and just I'm putting on my favorite podcast and I'm listening to it throughout the day while I work.
The podcast that I used to like, I'm actually back on because I'm a voice, but my podcast like the Joe Budden podcast before
I've actually started listening to Joe Budden, like the new one. And they were actually talking about how
he lost me after
the Chris Brown one.
No, after the
splits, the podcast. I actually watched the video of them addressing the splits, and they were going on about how it was easy for Joe Budden to split with Amalonake, Amamimazake from the previous podcast. And Academics was actually asking Joe Budden, the new host, Uti, if he could do that to them, what makes you guys stop thinking that he can do that to you as well? It was quite interesting.
Guys, niggas got greedy, and Joe took,
it's hard to say because I see quality. But when you listen to like Ama sides, like different sides of the story, Joe was kind of sketchy with the money. It was kind of,
But then, don't you think Ujo is the Beyonce of the podcast?
I don't know.
Because, Ukeli Roland can't expect to be earning the same amount as Beyonce.
But
Beyonce is Beyonce.
Like, what I'm saying, as much as that might be a case, guys, we all there. If I'm not there, then the show doesn't carry on.
Mm-hmm.
If whatever, the show does not carry on without the other person, podcast.
Yeah, that's true. I feel you.
Yeah.
Speaking on Joe Budden, actually, I was listening to his podcast and he actually mentioned Mac G again. He was going on about how people use his name to gain clout, and he was like, "Who's that African nigga?" Mac G. That's literally what he said, and it got me thinking, how big is Mac G?
It's like after what's the guy? Joe Rogan podcast. Mac G all in the line.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like the second biggest podcast. And last time in check, it was the second biggest podcast.
Which is crazy.
It's not
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It's not crazy. Don't sleep on us Africans, man.
That's crazy. Power to make G.
Last time in check, it was the second biggest podcast after Joe Rogan. Especially after the Adile Spotify. For Joe Rogan.
That's crazy, dog. Because that actually got me thinking as to, because nothing Ibui podcast out, they're speaking of that they're gonna do like a podcast in England the end of it, so then sometime in July.
So's working, guys. KFM, guys.
That's also another thing that I wanted to discuss is that, well, what's your take first and foremost on Soul joining Ikai?
Yeah. And now, guys, there's two things. One, a man's gotta feed his family. So with that, fuck it, say, like as much as he corner, so okay, you can't do that, and he kind of is giving him a bag, so secure the bag first.
Mm-hmm.
Then two, you can't the one instance say Radio is dead, then jump onto Radio.
True.
He read to the radio is dead.
That's a whole narrative that they have been speaking about a lot in the podcast.
Radio is dead.
They've been saying
radio is not dead, my friends.
Radio is dead, guys.
It's the same shit with hip hop. It's the same shit with hip hop. They say that hip hop is dead.
I feel like
it's not.
Creativity with radio is dead.
Because
but the radio is
very much alive.
Yeah, they get
very
this
much alive.
Witty, I feel like we're so caught up in this Twitter social
media
lifestyle where the population about Twitter style.
It's probably like, let's just say 500k in South Africa.
Just like 30%, 20%, 30%
Yeah,
the
so
population into it's like on my socials.
Yeah.
That's why even number 20 comment to we're gonna vote out ANC on Twitter. I'm like on the ground, it's bad. On the ground.
It's different.
That's
really
story.
Yeah.
That's why go like even like as he like Eastern Cape, those type of places, dog.
But
where it's like
cutting edge.
Dog, surely, yeah.
No, like Eastern Cape is called cutting edge now.
Go on.
Cutting edge, they're always on cutting edge for some dumb
reason. I didn't know that. But for me, the thing is, I understand.
And essentially, radio is not dead.
It's not dead.
Guys,
okay,
radio is dead, guys.
It's not dead, dog. It's the same. It's the same shit.
Creativity. What they do now is they usually get their topics.
My dog.
It's that, and then they get influencers to be on radio. So
yeah, which
it's most like.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's the same shit that they say with SA hip hop. They say SA hip hop is dead, but if you go to a club right now and play Tip on a Faith, people are gonna go crazy. And that's some shit that got released 2018.
Because it's dead.
It's not dead. If I'm playing jams from 2018 and people are still going crazy, how is that dead?
But that also says something about the hip hop epuma manje.
Yeah, because it's shit.
Okay, the hip hop epuma manje, you can say
I feel like the argument would be
say
laba fana basha.
So that's my take on it as well. It's like hip hop is not dead. It's just that this new shit. I mean, for me, ever since 2018, they say hip hop has been shit ever since 2018. The last
Wahab aka doing pop.
Anati.
Hip hop
Anati. Okay. I see little piano bro there. I see little piano bro.
No, but like I recently saw that he's doing a track with Nasty. So I'm hoping.
That I was also confused. I was like, when I cast Jay, what's you leaving the game?
It's team,
it's
the bag.
It's team. Watch him, Johnny. He was like, no, fuck y'all.
That's when he went to EPN.
He was like, no, I need now. Let's go to Amapiano. When's the set and done? What's that? My foot dropping hits.
I'm not gonna lie. I have an issue with like Lava cool moving to like other genres. Because now, Mapuka, abanye abantu from the side,
True.
Drake, album yakhe,
Never mind. Honestly,
never mind. Was it hit 62 million first?
Broke some record.
Yes,
I know that much. Broke some record.
Drake obviously.
The people that are on the genre. So from now up until then, everybody's listening to Drake. Who's this Drake guy?
Yeah, dog. You know.
But guys,
keep you look up our faith. From start to finish.
Man, before Sihle cards, what's your take on Udunduzan also joining Kai FM? And how do you think it will impact the podcast? That's what I want to know.
Guys, I just feel like
it depends on how we play.
Because my face,
he's securing his bag. So
let's be honest.
Because apparently it's 150k a month. If it's 150k a month, Klambe, I don't know how much he's getting from Umachi.
It's not much.
It's not much. So let's just say MacG is giving him 30. So from 30, you saw 180 Ngenyanga, guys, and that's it.
You see, that's the thing. There's two sides.
As much as he's a hypocrite, like you can't say
radio is dead and then go to radio. But that's the thing for me. Is that
the bag is bigger than what you said.
Definitely, always. But no, go on. I'll let you speak.
There's a culture in Mzansi and it kind of explains into that happens now.
I see where you're going. Cool.
Yeah, cool. I don't see where he's going. Go on.
Slow.
Go on.
Yeah, but in culture, I lost my train of thought.
You're saying
it's the whole thing. We'll see. Basically, being hypocrites, where you say.
Oh yes. Man, keep in mind for whatever. Just as soon as man gone.
Now, guys, telling to stay in Mali, guys, with 10 million.
See, this is my thought. This is my thought process, man. Is that there's two sides to the story, right? There's also a person who's pretty much made the podcast, because I mean, like, ever since he joined, the podcast has elevated, right? We can all agree with that.
Hey man, it's hard to make you know who's being
No, but besides from that, we can't deny the impact Uso has on the podcast.
Yeah, true.
And even Umeji was like Uso.
Right, he balances it out because Umeji is stupid.
Yeah.
Allegedly stupid.
No, yeah. Yeah. But then on the other hand, you look at the impact of Uso and how possibly he could be censored because of his new job. That's my only thing.
I saw something on Twitter about were commenting on Leoshandi's late, and I think it was long or something. I'm not sure. What say? Like if we book a podcast, Usol isn't that like explicit, MacG. The only time Usol is like kinda explicit is sex jokes, but otherwise, he was saying he doesn't feel like it's gonna impact the content that much because then I get as Baba type stuff. He's more on the puns and the sexual stuff. So I don't think because impact maybe a few disciplinary hearings but not enough
that's also another thing is that I think another thing that possibly could have happened is that judging on how big the podcast is, I think also had all the bargaining chips in his hands.
What?
Like, I think the contract is probably in his terms. He was probably like, okay, these are the terms I'm giving you, otherwise I'm not joining.
This is ACBC guy.
Depending on if he was approached or
he was approached. I was listening to the podcast.
If he was approached, then
Udinel Ranak was the one who approached him. Was like, yo, do you want to join the team? He's like, yeah, sure.
I think about radio, Udinel got fired on company. Probably like
what was
it? Metro.
Yeah, it was Metro.
But it was just weird. Like you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, guys, but hey.
I really hope nothing happens to the podcast because I think the podcast is very important.
Imagine you are harmed by Kokimali to study like radio and also for this band and close with dinner and you're like, okay, maybe I have a chance. Out of them is weighing down for dinner spot.
Yeah.
Guys, please open up the industry.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening, like it's very unfortunate because there's just because you've got 10,000 or 1 million followers on Twitter or on Instagram, 6 was fine.
It doesn't mean you're
I feel like accept it's talent,
my followers,
influence, followers, viewership or whatever.
Radio is dead.
What's the thing? I'm analytics.
Yeah.
So you agree that radio is dead?
No,
it's not dead, but it's hitting there. Guys, we had DJ Show winning Kukozi Song of the Year. No, today.
Till this day, I'm getting
it's the 19th of June 2022.
Yes.
Afterwards or an album. Does DJ Show even have an album?
Yes.
When I hear it, no.
I think in that sense, I guess we could say that radio's dead. But in terms of
because like now it's more like yes you can have like about Gaga see last time I checked I think it was on 2 million. Cause it was with 8 million viewers.
Cause will never die.
Cause anything you show
Cause radio
never
die.
But guys, all I'm saying is with the whole radio is dead topic, could definitely see big. How many people have access, 1, to the internet, 2, to TV, 3, to...
Radio will never die because everybody has access to radio. As opposed to...
have access to radio.
Your phone has a radio though.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
You have to download the app.
Okay, well, majority of South Africans.
My phone used to come with the radio.
But the thing is, I think now some phone download the app here is station sort. So you can stick onto that station.
Is it?
Yeah, like
I have
because I know we has Ikakas now in the API corner. But before I to my phone
would come.
Even I'm sure my phone never like
those small ones.
The small ones definitely have.
I feel married.
Those ones definitely have radio.
Should move to the phone the phone the okay because was ukufaka my phone up. Okay. Those stupid Nokia or whatever. I'm a brother. Hey, I'm a phone.
I'm a mobile set.
Yeah, I'm a phone. That was bad. Why use one of their phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think radio is dead. I just think I think Sihle worded it perfectly. It's just that we are really caught up in this social media thing. But if you think about it, dog, radio will never die, dog.
Okay, I
don't
see how.
It's the same shit with SA hip hop, dog. I'm always debating this when people say SA hip hop is dead. I'm like, bro, if I play
But that's the thing, dog. You can't be talking about ingoma zo 28.
But
when it should be.
Thank you.
It should be.
Listen. It's a Sunday. Go to Metro FM from 3 to 5, whatever, or maybe 1 to 3. Kudlalwa Sihle Chonco. Ingoma zo 1991, 92, basically from 90 to 2010, 20 to
2000. Yeah.
People are jamming to the songs. Does that mean those songs are the hit? No. It gives you nostalgia. That's all it gives you. But we want, guys, there's 10 songs. All I do is win. Go Digger.
All I do is win. That one's a classic.
Yeah, but all I do is win. It called Digger's Ningenezin. Guys, please, as a DJ, on a Friday, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, it's his job to you, my guy. Please, if you really want to play music, don't play those songs. If it's on hip hop, just change it.
But play Sister Bettina. No matter what, it's very important.
Guys,
play Sister Bettina.
Is this Sister Bettina hot or it's nostalgia? I don't know.
Nostalgia.
Okay.
What is nostalgia?
Like it's reminiscent of the past. Like it kubuza
I know, but Sister Bettina will always be that one song that
will always be, but
South Africans, bro.
Is it that good or
it's not a good song. Sister Bettina is not a good song.
It's not.
Nostalgia.
Okay, so are we done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward. Now, I would really like us to discuss, because we recently joined TikTok and we're doing really well. If you haven't checked out our TikTok, I'll put our TikTok in the description. But I'd like us to list our favorite TikTokers, because we can't sit here and not talk about TikTok. TikTok. TikTokers, as if it's not a serious thing. Get that shit to me.
Yeah.
TikTokers, as if it's not a serious thing. As if it's not. No, you tongue twist.
Where was the tongue twisting?
Tongue twist.
TikToker.
Yeah, TikTokers. We can't sit here and act like TikTokers are not something that's very relevant in this time and this age.
Okay.
So
before you can.
Yeah.
You be TikToker relevant.
For me, have you gift? So I'm also gift. The guy who does the Skumba voiceovers.
No.
Have you ever checked the?
No.
Oh yes, the album fed. They put to MJ. Oh yeah, they.
I think this is telling the fact that Snows really lost.
Yeah.
You guys. You guys don't have TikTok.
I'm on TikTok. We're both on TikTok.
You don't have favorite TikTokers?
Nah. Oh, as well. Quite let out today.
William.
Yeah, that's my guy.
I mean, he's a comedian first before he's a TikToker, but I can concede to that. He's a comedian before. He was like popular before TikTok. That's what I'm trying to say.
Look, William,
yeah.
He's a rapper.
He started out as
a rapper.
No, he didn't start out as a rapper.
He has a song.
No, he didn't start off as a rapper. He didn't start off as a rapper. He started off as a rapper. He started off as one of those dudes, and then he sort of venched into music and
that's. Guys, my favorite TikToker, kuna lo girl lona, ukumisitwana, utulo somebody. Ukumisitwana, guys, and she's chubby, she's a yellow bone.
Kelly Kuman.
Okay, you kill it. You remember that thing? Okay, I sang to TikTok later time. I don't understand what. I don't know where she's from.
North Africa, that's Nigeria.
We are dance or what?
No, guys. Couldn't look at it to somebody.
What's
gonna happen? You're gonna see her face there.
Yeah, we're gonna add the video levels and I couldn't man. I don't get the insertion, dog. Like,
no, the thing is, as in guys,
when we speak.
No, guys, the thing is, that girl, man.
You need Kaza, right?
It's
Twana sexy. I'll give them
Twana
that.
sexy.
It is.
It's Twana sound.
It is. Twana sexy, bro.
Let's go to my
Like when they roll their tongues.
Sounds like broken Zulu.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's Zulu glitch.
Indoda yomzulu ke.
No, it's Tswana is weird, dog. I'm saying but it's Tswana as a language. Is
Real talk.
An interesting language, I'll say that much.
Yeah, Chulu, what not your name is, but you're my favorite TikToker.
Why?
I just love the way that she talks, yo. All
Mostly.
day.
She's a
Nah, she's aight. She's aight.
I don't know.
We don't know. We only see her face. Oh, she's
I
only
don't
showing her face.
know. I just know her face and the way that she speaks though for days.
Yeah, she's aight.
Like I think if we a compilation ezokhuluma ngiyolala engalala ngiyihappy ngivuke ngiyihappy. Anyways, guys, I'm in a relationship, so no, it's not kanjalo, but
yeah, for me, my favorite TikToker is Ugift. It's Ugift is the guy who does my voiceover. It's cool, man.
How the fuck is Ugift this bad? I have no idea.
Give me your phone. I'll show you now.
No, we can't be on.
Oh, okay.
Well, no idea.
He's fucking hilarious. He's probably one of the most hilarious dudes on TikTok right
I'm
now.
not gonna lie. Let's say TikTok is trash.
What makes you say that?
Nah, it's trash. I don't get.
it's basic. It's very.
I'm not into.
Isn't there anything that are supposed to be funny like Mzansi? They're not even relatable. This, but I don't get. That like abantu abadumile who have like videos on TikTok and whatnot, but I don't get that.
One thing I'll say about TikTok, it's not for everyone.
No. That's the thing is, I honestly feel we use it for different reasons. Like personally for me, like I like these funny videos every now and then, but I like when I go on TikTok, there has to be information. Like it needs to get my attention. Let me go into your page and see
what's the scene.
Whereas most of these guys, it's like, it's a Durban crew though. Every day.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
It pops up every time. But
That's right.
I saw the one video, it's like, when ma, it's too funny no data.
Yeah, no, that's
I
right.
mean, okay, cool, but like that's
It can make you
everywhere it goes.
TikTok is lazy, dog. What's on motion, John? Call this dude on the after what peshe. We go like he would. And then I guess in my comments, people are like, do it like in a public space. Akumuli hood.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
What the fuck is that?
I've seen that one.
That's the name. Sent him. I'm at 30-second clips. TikTok white bamban dog.
No, you see, the thing is, for me, I think
Vine was the shit.
yeah, Vine was the shit. For me, I think TikTok is not for everyone, bro.
Nah, TikTok is.
It's not for everyone.
It's weird.
But
yeah, Jovan, I want.
Yeah, Jovan.
Yeah.
One guy in the spot. I'm like, I'm just gonna be here for like 30 minutes. It's like 2 hours later, spot.
How do you, okay, because I'm thinking, I used to do that, then I take these. So every time you go on TikTok, so like, I've limited my time on TikTok.
I'm wise, bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
How much time do you spend a day on TikTok?
No, it's usually that's Simpsons. If you sell para to try. This episode of Our Perfect Wedding. It's what's a ceremony, right?
Yeah.
And then like I think was it champagne or something? I don't know. But that's shots like if I got we try to close it. I thought we got food, a kiss, and I find it's coming up. We said it point. Oh, speaking of, I have to give props to all cameramen. They did my family this my family.
I do. Sometimes.
Yo, I want my angle. I'll be about to this bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes.
Ma-
You can say so.
My angle is bad.
Ma.
It can be anything. anything.
My
This
biggest
dude, why the band? Cameraman is bad.
or Ibambi Njani.
It's a ganji. I've lost shine the the weirdest thing ever. And it's other guy who could able to fade. But like he had like he daughter last but now it's so cameraman I'm sharp and this but and then quite you my name.
For me,
cameraman.
For me, the one thing that confuses me about They My Family is that like a lot of the families there, they bet. Thank you. SVT. If you're interested in SVT merch, please I'll put the
Link in the description.
No, it's not the link. The WhatsApp business number, for SVT on the description, so you can get yourself an SVT t-shirts. There's caps. There's hoodies.
Sweatpants.
There's baddies too.
There's baddies too. So as I was saying, the one thing that confuses me about Date My Family is that all the families from like the people who are like who are dates, not like the dude, but the whoever's like
I'm a
host, yeah. It's like I feel like they're always eat food that they, as I was saying, sorry about that guys, our camera ran out of battery. But anyways, as I was saying about Date My Family, the one thing that I don't like is that I don't understand why the families always eat ukudla bangajwayeli ukudla. It's like yini manjwayeli ukudla uphuza dlanani uphuzo. You don't have to now bring lasagna. Abanye my family members.
You come from a black family.
Amanye my family
Now,
members.
Abayidli lasagna. Khona my place busy.
No, that's cool. Keep on walking, but what I'm saying is that man ga shayela ukudla lasagna first. Ingazi masese Date My Family man senidla lasagna. Khona nabanye abantu Date My Family bakwazi ukuSpanish fucking knives bad.
My guest is
Well,
okay with that. Emngcwabeni noma emcimbini. Ayidli inkomo iphelele kodwa niyayidla nje. It's an occasion.
fair enough. But yeah, I'm a huge actually content here much I love is I'm a huge consumer of it. Bonje, Sinkhatele, all those things nje.
Mina ngithi imoja lava ivalwe guys.
Bye bafethu angahleni.
Domination to the black community.
Indebted to your parents. I need to understand what's in that.
Oh, what up? No, actually, what I actually wanted to ask you is
so Ivana guys. So
Ivana,
like
is it
so we sports and the weather.
Weather. Well, it's not.
It's sports.
Sounds so cool, man.
But
anyways, I wanted to ask you guys: do you guys feel indebted to your parents?
And guys, one thing that I can say is, guys, Mina, it's either I was the egg or I was the whites, and then they brought me out.
Gee,
like for real though, like
so stupid.
like how can you be like as much as Guanjan they brought you, you never chose to be there. It was your parents.
And you?
I'm not saying they should do everything for you because there's a point where now you need to do shit for yourself. But okay, I'm doing this for my parents, I'm doing this for myself. Because at the end, yourself is the one that
really matters.
Live it.
Yeah. And you?
I don't understand the question.
Do you
tell when I call him now something?
No, like
then I can frame
we were actually having this conversation the other day, a week back, about how much our parents influence who we are these days and how much like we should Bro, I personally felt like I'm indebted to my parents. So I was wondering if you guys also feel the same way. That's the context, basically.
Did you bring yourself to life?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, my question is, are you grateful for all the sacrifices that have been made?
No, if that's the case, I'm grateful. Like, yeah, but if
okay, so all those sacrifices, do all those sacrifices make you feel indebted to your parents? Do you feel like you owe your parents something for the life that you lived growing up?
So in an ideal situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
As umzali, ingane mawuba nengane uba nengane because but like mawuplanile, you don't just have a kid like kuyenzeka, but like let's just assume ukuthi okay uplanile ukuthi uzoba nengane.
Yeah.
Umsebenzi wengane is not
to look after the parents,
to look after umzali in a sense ukuthi uma ungumzali, right, umzali okahle uyasetha izinto zakho for ingane yakho uma isiphuma ekhaya akufanele iqale ibheke emuva.
True. 100% agree.
Mina njengomzali nje umfana wami kufanele ngenze sure ukuthi okay into yokuqala yena masesebenza like first paycheck akacabanga ukuthi kufanele
ngiyole ekhaya. Yeah.
Umsebenzi wami ezomzali ukuthi ngenze sure ukuthi ngisetha impilo for ingane yami ukuze izokwazi uma sehamba kungabi as hard as it should be.
Yeah.
Mangikwazi contributor to like maybe like rent for like the first year. Ungabi nazindleko ukwazi ukusetha izinto zakho kahle, and then after lokho sengithi ayisengakhiye kahle mina. And then sekukumina-ke izingane-ke nami ukuthi sengibheke ekhaya ukuthi mhlampe nangekhaya ngiyabona ukuthi mhlampe i-TV isindala.
Okay.
Lady what's ngisho i-TV or ngivele ngithenge i-TV, but like it shouldn't be a matter of ukuthi
usebenzele ekhaya.
But like ezingane kufanele nawe ube nempilo yakho kusafanele uyisethe.
Ube nomndeni wakho.
Kunzima ukusetha
umndeni wakho.
Kunzima uqala umndeni wakho ukusetha impilo yakho if usekhona lento ukuthi safanele ngibuyele ekhaya. In an ideal world, kodwa asiphili in an ideal world vele because abazali siyazi ukuthi abazali bahluphekile.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. Is that in an ideal world, as a black child growing up, you wouldn't have to look after your parents. In an ideal world. But in reality,
that's not how it is.
Yeah. That's not how it is. Majority of black people find themselves having to look after their parents.
Cool.
So my question is, do you feel like you have to, or is it just like a case of, hey man,
it's a combination. It's a combination of both. It's a combination of both. You have to because you want to.
Yeah.
Me, I want to, dog. For me,
yeah.
That ain't cool, bro.
But it's like now you need to branch out.
That's
the fact is, just like your father branched out from his parents, and your mother did the same thing from her parents. So man's every month, hey, can you say no? You have your own life, you know.
Look,
so it's a tricky one, but I think it's more of family dynamics on who's puma. I think it would be more that than anything.
So this is my take on this whole thing, right? Is that for me, I do feel indebted to my parents, right? I like that's something I've been thinking of for quite some time, but I do feel like I am because I'm looking at the life that I've lived, dog. I've lived a soft life, man. For being honest, I've lived a really soft life.
Do you think you feel like indebted or you just grateful?
Maybe that's
it's a combination of both, right? Because I understand the hardships that my parents have come through, especially like with apartheid and all those things that have happened in the
apartheid.
Apartheid.
Kondisi,
bro. But yeah, with like for me, it's a sense of I understand Like, for example, for me, I grew up with two parents who basically put everything and made sure that I lived a good life, right? So I feel like as much as I should live my own life, I feel like it's part of my duty to make sure that my parents are straight first before anything else. But I think on saying that, I really think it's very important for us to break the cycle. I really think it's important for me to be able to put myself in a position where my son doesn't need me to do that. My son doesn't need me to be like, yo, what's good? Ich will's mit Ting Bob. Ich will's. Yeah. So that's my thing, is that because a majority of us find ourselves in a position where we have to, wherever we go, we have to look back and be like, yo, I think it's very important for us to put ourselves in positions that in the next generation or in the coming generation, that our children's don't. Hey, children's.
Guys.
Our children.
This is the first podcast, so
it is. But our children don't have to go do the same thing. I'm afraid the man's not like children. The man's like children.
Finish your point.
Yeah, but that was my point. Yeah, basically, is that as much as I think I feel I'm indebted, but I'm pretty sure, and I want to make sure that this is the last generation that feels that way.
In closing, it's also easier for umuntu, especially with wesilisa, kulula ukuthi usethe izinto zasekhaya if nawe usethekile yourself.
But like,
for real. You're right. You're alright, Nalo.
I'm the wise one of the group.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ungayo nje nami ngishefile
ubhuti uzwe ufuna kuthuma mfethu.
But yeah, I think that's on that topic.
Yeah.
I think we don't agree, but we've come.
I feel like, listen, guys.
It's just
I'm
fine. Yeah.
And that's not the thing, guys. The thing is with the podcast, I feel like...
Sorry. These cardboard straws are fucking horrible. Look at
guys,
this shit. Look at this shit, bro.
Whoever came up with this...
Yeah. Nah, fuck that shit. Throw that shit away, bro. Go.
Ilama corporates now figure much and then they come up with stupid ideas of
horrible.
And soon.
Whoever came up
with the paper straws is soon.
But yeah.
Reaction, this dude. Wow, Manta. Reacted to something and they see him soon. And it's like, he said him soon. How does him soon mean? Guys, tell me in the comments what him soon means.
If only you knew.
I was like, this guy.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
But you were saying, dog?
Nah, guys. It is what it is, though.
Culture voucher, what the cheat.
We allowed it. We allowed or even Nufu. We allowed
Medzi.
He's in Cape Town right now.
Mensa.
But anyways, I mean,
culture voucher.
That's a story for another day. That's a story for another podcast. Next podcast, we're gonna speak about my culture voucher. Yeah.
Okay, guys. We're going to the sports now. The sports being indaba Mampintsha nokusibhedela eMwerini.
It's Mampintsha. So long story short, Mampintsha was scheduled to perform. What date was it?
somewhere in June, probably the second week or first week of June.
The first week of June, Mampintsha was booked to perform at one of our local drinking areas, Gamike Tavern. Is it Kanye's Tavern?
It's Kanye slash Mike.
Yeah, it's Kanye slash Gamike. Gamike Gampulu. And he didn't pull through, right?
Huh?
You didn't pull through?
We didn't pull through.
I didn't pull through. I think it's wrong.
No. But he didn't pull through, right? And basically he dropped he released a video. He was apologizing, saying that he was double booked. Don't. And we're like, alright, cool, man. Mampintsha, no cap. What?
It went over your head. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
But anyways, we were cool with that. He dropped the video, basically releasing an apology, saying that he was double booked. And then later on, we found a voice note, a very interesting voice note of him, and basically what happened on that day of Ilondrejana. And we're gonna play it now. And after we play, we're just gonna discuss it and basically give our thoughts on the video.
The voice note I sent in the manager.
The voice notes I sent in the manager.
Yeah, guys. So, never pays to an event he was booked for. Apparently,
he said he was double booked initially.
Mrs. Jesus, apparently they say they booked him for 35k. People getting it was 100 rand, 100 rand,
Pull box.
He's doing a gig in a few days, whatnot. But guys, but anyways, that's just
So for me, initially I was mad. I was like, how the fuck did he pull through? Don't. But then I also thought, hey man, he's human. He's human. If you wait. Listen to me. These motherfuckers do like what? 4 or 5 gigs a day.
Yeah.
And on a weekend. Right? As much as what he did was fucked up, I can understand. I mean, he's fatigued. He says so himself. I'm mad at the fact that he lied to us once he was double booked. But now, voice notes, we are actually to allow. And Image, another thing that I condemn him for is what's the thing any dates is like, because I think he's coming back on the 25th. Command, is it condemn or commend?
Condemning is something else.
Oh, commend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I commend them for because I think he's coming on the 25th.
No,
that much I commend him for.
But he's already been paid, so it's not as if he's coming there for free.
Okay, fair enough.
And the thing is, okay, listen guys, one, he's being unprofessional.
Very.
I feel, I don't know. I also do managing gigs now and then. So I don't understand how you can double book an artist, even if it's being double booked. You understand? If namhlanje you say Goli, you say Cape Town, I need to check, okay, also perform a Goli at 2 p.m. Also perform a Cape Town at 8. So we can move from here, we can get the flight, we can go to Cape Town. If logistics.
But then there's fatigue.
What fatigue? My guy, you booked 3 weeks ahead.
Let's make a hypothetical situation. Because people I get what you're saying, but let's image. Remember when you Udos collapsed on stage. Remember when Udos collapsed on stage?
Before
yeah.
My guy, I will 250, 250 to my foot. There's no ways I'm going to pay 100 rand for entrance, 100 rand for Kula Box, and then nobody pitches. There's no fatigue in terms of
I get what you're saying. That's true. But let's also look at the situation at DOS. Remember when DOS collapsed on stage? Remember when DOS collapsed on stage? So what would you have rather he had done?
Okay.
Would you rather he had said, you know what, guys, I'm not going to pull through because I'm tired, or pull a Mampintsha, or show up at the show and then collapse?
Mampintsha.
So would you rather he...
No, but listen. Mampintsha, he's been in the game for... I could be wrong.
But it doesn't mean he doesn't get tired.
He does, but he knows his schedule. He knows what works. He knows what doesn't work. Listen, about if Sihle Chonco right now, there's from Durban to wherever 2 hours, hour and a half.
An hour 45.
Yeah,
but
like hour 45.
Yeah, hour 45.
Yeah. So you know, it's okay. Let's just say before I'm not gonna name drop you guys because I'm trying to name drop and all. But so so it's hour 45, 15 minutes, hook set up, or if you need to, you perform.
You bounce.
If you're going this way, escort Newcastle side, you carry on. If you're going back to Durban, you do that. You know how.
See, that's the
He's
thing.
been in the game for so many
We also don't know his gig guide on the day.
Guys, his gig guide was we actually voice notes. Didn't he say that?
Hey man, I just think
how are you and your manager not working hand to hand? Your manager needs to know, like being them. I don't think the manager needs to be with them everywhere. Cool, but the manager needs to know today you're performing here. Yeah, check. Have you been here? Yes. Have you been here? Yes. Listen, I'm mentalities, but you can't. You can get also go 3x or something voice just. You're professional. People paid 35K for you to be there. That's 35K. That you got.
Cost 35K.
That's what they said. Allegedly.
Shit.
But some Mampintsha cost 35K right now. So hey,
holy shit.
I don't know. 35K for Mampintsha. That's a lot, my guy. Oh, Duncan is 15K.
But Mampintsha, 35K.
Yeah. But Mampintsha probably comes with like money. Doesn't try to marry foods and then you're still not gonna perform. Guys.
Nah, but like I'm not saying that what he did wasn't fucked up. Obviously it was fucked up, but I think he's human after all. I mean, I think it'll all depend on his performance on the 25th because he's gonna come back on the 25th. It'll depend on how long he stays. I think he owes like a 2-hour performance now. Like he really needs to come through and now give us like a really, really dope performance. But what's your take? Why are you laughing?
That wasn't cool me there as well.
Yeah.
What's your take?
No, it was back.
Thank you.
It was back. And like excuses for
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's bad in fact. Professionalism is lacking like Mzansi. So I know it's inexcusable.
Personally I can say Kendrick performed for 2 fucking hours. He performed for the first hour. Then it's like
let me add on.
I've seen Kendrick live. So now how is it an international
You seen Kendrick live?
Yeah.
Where?
Gateway.
Really? It's crazy.
You know? And he did 2 hours. He did the first hour.
It's crazy.
And then after it's like, nah, let me just so was like Mampintsha going to Zoom or something and you can't do that.
I was back.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was back.
No, I mean, I think it's really gonna depend on what he does when he comes back on the 26th.
Because as in
you paid 100 rand to get in, you paid 100 rand for a cooler box. What's in Utrala, something is just something you put it on you castle. Today, single put Utrala expensive because khona abantu aba getting some sort of bag. A cooler box. Everybody else now has a free cake. Everybody else that comes to the free cake gets to see him for free when you pay for him. That's your money gone. But hey, if you feel like,
and then, but I think it would have been more fucked up if
the establishment.
Yeah.
Because now
I think it would have been more fucked up if he didn't pull through.
He didn't pull through.
He didn't pull
No,
through.
I'm like if he doesn't pull through at all, if it like he
No, but
doesn't come,
it doesn't matter now because but if me establishment, yeah, man, I'm trying to be like if I'm coming. Say this to me now in 2 years, then we get when
No, guys.
ngeke ababheke uMampintsha abantu bazobheka wena sibala ukuthi okay indawo usihle uthi usilethela umuntu kodwa bangasilethela
okay. I'm not denying that it was unprofessional on his side.
It was whack.
It was whack.
It was whack.
Okay,
It was whack. And then simcuthele mase sizoperform. Qhumisa amathaya.
But yeah, I think that's enough on the Mampintsha. We've had so much to talk on time. Okay, before we go, I just wanted to talk on something. It's unorthodox, but it's something that I saw. Okay, so something that I wanted to speak about. I was in P&B the other day. When was it? Like 2 days? No, 3 weeks ago. I was in P&B in Marispec Mall, right? You know, Le Mall is a church street. Yeah, church streets. Yeah. No, not me. Marispec Mall.
As shop.
Leno Home Affairs.
Yeah, yabona phanga kakhona uhabu edgeza. I think the stores are
Le mall engaphandle ngena roof. Le mall
Church Street on Church Street. There at top.
I feel like we finally precious in women right
Imagine dog.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I was at Marispec Mall and I was at the ATM. So it's quite a huge ATM because there's like 5 ATM machines, right? I when I checked, the security guard didn't have a firearm. And I thought, that is motherfucking crazy. How can I be a security guard for an ATM and fucking not have a firearm in fucking South Africa, which is probably the most violent country in the world? Well, based on statistics. I'm a statistics man.
Yo! Guys, Sihle Mncube. Mhlawumbe oyedwa wena uzomtshela. Ayeke anamagama esinisi. Ubani uTikTok.
I'm a statistic.
What else? I think in this podcast alone, if anybody like whoever gets to the end of the podcast, Sihle Mncube usini uspeda ngayo ngizicela.
I'm a statistic. My statistic. Based on my stats.
Stats.
Based on my stats, South Africa is probably the worst in the world.
No,
with the rape culture, like rape. In terms of rape,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Like I think
I can agree with that.
from Jan to
That's
March,
a huge issue.
we had about 6,000 rapes.
That's a huge issue in South Africa.
Jan to March.
That's a very huge issue. I think
and those Miss Balalama rapes, we just
the ones that have been reported. Imagine the ones that have not been reported.
Guys,
why are you looking at me now as much as me? How?
okay,
sorry, but yeah. On do you think
that haven't been reported?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Be sorry for that. Hey, we need some.
What's very more to say? Was that haven't been reported? Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry.
But anyway, do you guys think it's a good idea for security guards at ATMs to not have firearms?
That's a simple answer, no.
yes,
Why?
guys, mine will keep back ATM.
You mean?
Mine will keep back ATM. The max is probably like 5K, right?
I think we'll see me. We'll show more in terms of like, because so we quite like a spate of my ATM bombings.
Exactly.
Just to figure out ATM,
No, the safety of the security guard. That's my question. That's what
I'm in a firearm. So how much people what available? It doesn't make any difference. I'm not gonna lie. You've seen a lot of videos, but I'm a CIT. Also, I'm a security. I'm a person. But I'm a lady.
You can't.
But those motherfuckers, those motherfuckers have firearms. Imagine not having a firearm.
I think I see which to emotion.
Imagine not having a firearm at all.
Listen, the thing is, if you do have a firearm, uzofuna bag. What happens here? Wait, Spade. Where you keep having cheese and bag when it's about 4 or 5. As per tag to the put
That's cool. I get what you say, but at the same time, you have to look at it from your perspective. You're no God, right?
But
listen.
I'm full. No, this thing doesn't make sense. It could right to angabi naso isibhamu because if ungenaso isibhamu ngeke ufune ukulwa uzobaleka usindise impilo yakho bawulesibhamu uzofuna what's the point of being a security guard then cha phela sibhamu kodwa ezinye izinto it's security. I feel like
it's as in basically it's for small crime.
Yes, but
okay. Let's look at it from a perspective. God, right?
This is from
no. Sorry, perspective. That's all. Or whoever is trying to rob the ATM, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm coming there trying to rob the ATM and I see that there's a security guard, I'm shooting that motherfucker.
Nah, dude. I was on this game.
I'm just saying. You don't know what he has. You don't know whether he has a firearm or not. He's just sitting there. The first natural instance of any motherfucker who's trying to bomb an ATM is to fucking kill the guy who's protecting the ATM.
Oh, guys, you know my videos. There's like a span of videos online of my CITs by a comba. Komba wangabaleka ke nawe wabona ukuthi ufuna ukuba isikhokhoko sebezokunemba but bayakhomba nami bayakhomba
okay but in cases where bengakhombi bevele befike bezodubula is it fair
it really happens
is it fair for you to employ someone
in the words of fresh and fit Spade that is you know the exception not the rule.
You in the fresh
exception.
No, but is it fair ukuthi unike umuntu umsebenzi and not properly equipped him with the right tools to protect themselves?
I feel like in this scenario, mina, usizwe impilo yakho.
Nah, dog.
Because
listen. I disagree.
Let me tell you something. Me like personally. Mm-hmm. Listen. About more word. If I know things are when I'm word, ngizokutshela ngifika bona ngiphansi pants uzayiphanda umabaleke but if niba two you're going to have that whole thing yes one my guy like listen these guys abaphathi ama-9 into engaka they baphathi into no you can't be walking around the whole day with
transporting
as you said, I don't transport him.
Why baby nazo nena security guards? Bro.
Like one of the ATM finally utole something from it.
I think every security guard should have like a grenade or some shit on them.
Huh?
A firearm or like a heavy duty firearm.
Also the incident there in locally.
Where?
The security. That's what I'm fine.
Yeah. Like last year from last year.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to put down for log. What's good by again?
But the thing is,
doesn't that come back to...
untrained. No, they're untrained.
They're untrained.
To get the firearm license, all you need to do is
but then again, doesn't that go back to a culture? Yeah, I'm a security guard and how under-trained they are for the job.
That's a discussion for another day.
That's a discussion for another day.
Yeah. Also, it's not sure about I can listen to it too because I'm still trying to get mine.
Yeah, I'm also
before the machine to tell to because it's a bit pass our phones to my license.
Really?
If you black.
Obviously, we
Yeah.
obviously, because it's social route.
It's too late.
We're still trying to get the bag.
I think that's that.
Oh.
I think if we go on now, we will speak for like hours. Sorry. Yeah. On to the next episode. If you've been tuning in onto the podcast for this long, thank you so much for the love. We appreciate it. On to the next episode. I don't know when.
Listen, guys. The thing is, what's happening now? We're going to be on your screens very frequently.
Often.
Yes. So, like, listen. If you know a friend who's a friend who likes just to watching YouTube,
Tell somebody.
Benze Jani, maybe notification can, because once it goes on, it lets you know, and then we all have a party. Ubani guys, sorry guys,
Simthandile
Mncube,
shout out to you on our first video back. She was like notification gang, letting us know that she part of the notification gang.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. Love you for focusing with the spit culture. On to the next. I think we'll drop like 2 episodes a month just to be safe.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to do like week to week type of thing, because we know how time gets. We know how busy we get and stuff.
So we're going to do it though, guys.
To the YouTube channel.
Yeah, please subscribe. Please like.
On my social.
Please share.
Spit culture.
We're taking over.
By the way, we're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Obviously, you're watching this on YouTube, so obviously. But that's those 4. For now, and then we're going to be on Spotify, then on Apple Music.
Probably Patrons as time goes by. As our
so,
StreamYard, all those.
Just it's easy to guys like there's like just subcon, usabe, so sibona. Mese futhi the bell icon.
Please click on the bell icon so you can get a notification every time we drop a video. Shout out to Sihle for joining the crew. What is your take on the first episode, dog? Did you like the first episode? Did you like us? Or you're like, fuck these niggas?
I feel like no fire spotlights and I think was a limbo.
We have to put we have to put
it was nice, it was creamy and all that. So Sebenza and trying to stay consistent.
Definitely. I think that's
most important.
That's the most important thing right now, is trying to be consistent.
But push because I'm the sober one.
As if we're not sober. This is water.
I'm sure new to me.
Water.
Supposed bad. And can 10, also justified.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything, but supposed bad. I'm just letting you guys know. It's always been like that. We've always been.
You know one. Go for win. Go for again. Go for win again.
Pimp juice.
Rich nigga deuce. Rich nigga deuce.
Inside jokes.
No, but you can't be a special culture fan without knowing rich nigga deuce.
I'm starting to doubt you.
Guys, do you understand?
I'm really starting. If you don't know rich nigga deuce, then you're not a day one spin culture fan.
Thing of video, guys. But it's okay. It's okay.
Like guys, my face. Can't solo more you more doesn't be the host.
No, it's fine.
Me happy no matter and let us know on the comment section if you guys want us to replace this.
I hope Nick Fire look very. Nick Fire look very. Must be very.
Please let us know in the comment section if you want us to replace Sihle. If you don't want us to replace him, then cool, we'll keep him on the show. I think we're gonna have more guests on
every day.
Every day. You know, our spit culture, we're always bringing new guests. Please look out for that. We're gonna be dropping more frequently.
interviews with artists.
Interviews with artists. That's a major thing that we wanna be doing.
I'm becoming artist.
Yeah,
I
know mainstream. I might be. But yeah, we're gonna be dropping interviews that we did last year with SBX and Eon. Hopefully,
might be on YouTube.
Might be on YouTube.
Music.
But just know,
Facebook.
that's kind of before they went on TV.
Yeah.
So now, if you want to be on TV, come to us. Put you on.
Yeah. So if you're an up and coming artist and you want to put your music out there and you want to be interviewed or whatnot, please hit us up. We really love to interview you. And yeah, please look out for the next episode. And I think that's that. What else is missing?
Yes, outro.
Yeah.
What is it? The outro?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ultra Deluxe Edition.
It delights.
The opening, yeah, nothing was the same.
Oh, yes.
Peace, people. We love you.